Okay.
Madam Chairperson. And
Okay. Sorry, I will introduce you first, and then you
okay,
start your. Yeah. Good morning, our presenters and participants. Welcome to the Virtual with Teacher International Convention 2021. We are Nguyen and Nguyen at the presentation moderator. We will welcome Professor Dr. Handen Ses in this session, which is entitled An Instructional Strategy for Influencing Learners' Performance in Online Learning Environments. Our presenter, Dr. Handen Ses, is a professor of higher education in School of Education, Faculty of Social Science and Humanity, University Teknologi, Malaysia. He is an active researcher, an editorial board member of 3 journals, a permanent board member of reviewers for 3 journals, an auditor from Malaysian Quality Assurance, and he has been appointed as a visiting professor for several universities in Indonesia and Bangladesh. Please welcome Dr. Hanumse.
thank you, Madam Chairperson, and very good morning to everyone. Thank you for participating in this wonderful conference. I really hope that everybody can share some experience that they are having after a couple of years, maybe become lecturers or professors in the teaching professions. Yeah. My topic of today is instructional strategy for influencing learners' performance in online learning environment. This study actually is conducted at our own very own university. In fact, for this MCO, moment control order, since March 2020, many studies has been conducted on students to see how they perform. Yeah, of course, many other universities apply various approach, but today I'll share with you one of the approach that we have done to ensure that our student can still graduate on time with the flying colors. Yeah. As you can see, many has been said about the benefit of online learning. Yeah? Some people call it online education. Some talk about these variety of courses. Yeah? Or should I share my own slide or you? Okay, let me share my own slide. Ah, okay, where is my slide? Sorry about that, I forgot my slide. Okay, can you guys see it? Oh, not yet, huh? Oh, okay, good one. So these are benefits of online education, and many has been said about it, which I can summarize into 6 benefits, 6 category of benefits. Number 1 is a variety of courses can be accommodated. People talk about all kind of courses can be there, and some people talk about these lower total costs. You know, because at the end, students are no longer required to travel, no need to stay in the hostel, no need to pay for the transportation, many other things. And then some people talk about this, the tuition cost also will be low. Some other researchers talk about the comfortable learning because a student can learn anywhere, anytime, based on their free time, maybe at the time that they enjoy the most, right? Others talk about this career advancement, where although some students maybe they are working, but because of the flexibility offered by this online education, therefore they still can follow through. And others talk about the convenience and flexibility. And in fact, many researchers talk about this. Yeah, because as I said, anywhere, anytime, any place, including in the Asia probably. And then others researchers blindly talk about this ability of online education for us to develop our technical skill. Okay, this is all benefits that mentioned by researchers. Yeah? And then some other researchers also, go against it. Yeah, I don't know why they go against it, but they have their own reasons given here. For example, they are worried about these unmotivated learners, or those with poor learning habits, where they cannot control themselves. They need somebody outside of their body to push them. Yeah, and some researchers talk about lack of familiar structure and routine. People may need time to get used to it. Some talk about students may feel isolated or miss a social interaction because they don't see the face, they don't see people smile. It is not nature. Yeah, this kind of thing. And there are also researchers talk about limited human interaction. Yeah, because as we know, people in ASEAN, for example, we normally settle our class, settle our discussion with foods, eventually with food or with beverage. Yeah, but in online, you just see the cup, you don't see the actual cup. Yeah, and then instructors also sometimes may not always be available on demand. Okay? And some also researchers talk about this is until now happening, slow or high level internet connection. And as is true until today, this low connectivity, frustrates learners. And then others talking about the difficulty, to manage learning software, and this difficulty may lead to a learning curve, to show that when students have almost reaching the peak, but because of the software issues, they may give up. Yeah. And some courses, such as traditional courses like hands-on courses, like technical skill courses, where you need to go to the lab, it can be very difficult. And others talk about this older computer version, which is not compatible with the current, let's say the Zoom, with the like Google Meet and so on. Yeah, and but with the coming of pandemics, although we are not welcome them, we hate them very much now. Yeah, we have limited choice. Yeah, so we have to deal with it. And then of course people are comparing. Their life is not the same as before. Yeah, so again, because of we have a limited choice, online learning become the choice at the moment. All right. And then other than that, some others universities, when during the pandemics, they switched to, instead of 100% online, they go by a hybrid approach. Yeah. But same thing in UTM, except we have done is long time ago. If I'm not mistaken, in 1997, I one of the initiator at that particular time. And then because of this MCO, UTM has no other choice also. And because of the government regulation, National Security Council has directed us to, ask the student to go back. Yeah. Although earlier than that, we managed to sustain them on campus for 2 months with free foods. Almost everything is free, and that we pay for the data. Yeah, but it doesn't work very well. And then we also have to restructure, reorganize our courses, our program. We have to rearrange where some of the courses in year 4 had to bring earlier. Some courses in second year had to be brought to fourth year because of the labs. As you know, the UTM is a technical university or engineering university, so there are many labs the students have to go through. And we believe that we have done that beautifully. That's what we believe. Yeah. But what from the student side, whether they are happy or enjoy with it. So there are concerns that raised because every 2 months we conduct a simple study to see how we're doing it. So some concern related to the learning satisfaction. Some research professors also commented that it is not enough time for them to prepare good learning resources. and some concern about this student achievement because they have to fulfill the professional bodies. Yeah, this is also okay. And others also talk about this uncoordinated content because when you switch or you rearrange the courses from the fourth year program courses, you bring it earlier to second year, that actually you disconnect this knowledge flow. Yeah, and then others talking about the learning readiness. You know, of course, the fourth year program or fourth year courses normally are much more difficult than the second year courses, right? Because the student in the fourth year are expected that they have learned a lot, therefore they are being much receiving a much more challenge. And then others talking about the learning strategies employed by a student, whether they are having or using the correct strategies in order for them to move forward beautifully. And eventually, there are some others talk about this learning performance. You know, the student may get the content, yeah, but their overall performance in terms of character, yeah, social skill, whether they are able to reach the maximum that we require. Now, this is some part that we have to do. We found that, you know, because until one stage, we are no longer can arrange our courses. You see, because NCO has been in place from March 2020, now at October 2021. So because of that, we have to develop initiative. We have to mail some, you know, you can see the sewing machine there. We have to mail it to a student or courier it to the student, okay? Or either to make sure that they are, you know, at par with other students and they are not left behind in terms of the knowledge. Yeah. And then on top of that, we also, to make sure that the student, the staff are ready, we conducted so many courses. And how do we do it? We start off with what we call FSH card, Faculty of Science Social card. Okay? Meaning that we would like our students to happy to learn, although the environment are not so happy. Yeah? So we develop what we call empathy, we have appreciate, we kind of develop responsible, and then we also develop trust. And we having a team building, you know, with the various numbers of stakeholders, including student leaders. So student leaders are involved in helping us in teaching other students. As our colleague representative talking about this professional development, so we are not stopping only to the lecturers or to the teachers, we also moving it to the student leaders who are considered as good in IT, and their education also good, their communication is very nice, and they are willing to help. And we do them into, one is on the voluntary basis, but another also we pay them, give them some tokens. Yeah. So this is kind of this training that we have. And then we also having another stakeholders to come in. Yeah. So we number one, we want to make sure that our faculty member are equipped enough with the skill to edit their videos, edit their pictures, edit their own teaching. So we develop courses for them. And these courses, some of them are taught by young lecturers, some very seniors, including the deans. So all these program, teaching program or training program, you know, is being placed in what we call here omelettes. Omelette is not that egg, but we just call it that way so that we know that everybody happy to eat egg. Yeah. So these are our heroes on your right hand side who are, you know, conducted training. Some of the training in the morning, some in the afternoon, some in one day, some half days, you know, depending on the need of the lecturers as well of the student. So we have 24 hours, you know, helps. Okay? And on top of that, we also involve overseas stakeholders. As you can see, we have people from Cambridge universities. We also have people from the governments. We also have our own vice chancellor or director to be involved to show that to motivate our students, do not give up, do not surrender. Let's move on, no matter what. Yeah. So this is it's an education directors. Yeah, and he's one of the champions. Yeah, I call it champion, who motivates students, who ask students to smile although they face calamities. Yeah, and this is our dean, who always cheerful, yeah, and very energetic. And then we also employ our mentors, those who are not to say they are Nobel laureate, but they are national, receive national awards because of their contribution to the e-learning or online learning education. So comprise also young and old. Yeah. So we involve them so that the student know that if the older generation can learn, the Z generation, or what we call a Y generation, they also are able to learn. Yeah. So we encourage the more senior person in our university to join this kind of training. Yeah? And then we conduct research to see what happened to the student. But to understand the research, you need to understand the context of UTM first. Yeah, as I mentioned to you, in total we have about 24,000 or almost 25,000 total enrollments. And majority of them, 18,000 of them, before the COVID-19 pandemics, are living on campus. Yeah, but during the pandemics, only 2,000 plus living on campus. But now, after the government allow us to bring back some students on campus, now we have about 8,000 something. Yeah, and the campus is very big, 1,148 hectares, the second largest in Malaysia. Yeah. So once we understand the context, that we mean, as I mentioned earlier, also the internet connectivity on campus is 100%. Yeah. Now,
sorry
yeah.
to interrupt you, but you have only 10 minutes.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah. It's almost done. And we have only a small seven faculties. Previously, we had 18. But because of the synergy, we want to make it small numbers of faculty, but with a huge strength of faculty members. Yeah. So the Faculty of Engineering, probably the biggest faculty with almost 900 lecturers. Yeah. And this is the study frameworks. So there are three big variables involved: learning readiness, learning strategies, and learning performance. And learning readiness is measured by 4 sub-variables. And learning strategy is measured by another 4 sub-variables. And learning performance is measured by 2 variables. Yeah. And prior to actual studies, we also conduct what we call a pilot study on the 30 respondent random selectively. And we use the questionnaire scale of 1 to, oh, not to 55, sorry, 1 to 5, from strongly disagree to strongly agree, with a 37 item questions. And these are the reliability scales. Yeah. And then this is the finding that we got. Yeah. As you can see, computer self-efficacy become the main issue. Yeah, still become the main issue. As I mentioned just now, some students still using the old computers, because they love so much on the computers, they don't want to spend, because the computer is still good, working very well. Yeah, but it is already a mismatch with the current application. Yeah. And then another one is learning achievement. Still, they bothered very much about their learning achievement, but others is moderate only. Yeah? So based on that, we develop what we call the model using Smart Plus 3, and this the models coming up like this. Yeah. We modified it because the actual one will be like this one, but I know that some people are allergic when they see too many symbol, too many numbers here. Yeah, people may got confused, so we simplify it like this one. Yeah? As you can see, all the variable is here, so this is another 2 variables here. And this is the score for the validity and validity. And the rest is about the score. So what we can conclude from this research is that we found that all variables, all the 10 variables is very, very much important to the student, but the level of importance is differs. Okay, there are two variables or two sub-variables considered very much important to the student, whereas the others is moderate level. And this finding actually is a contradict to the previous studies that we have conducted before the COVID-19 pandemics. So before the COVID-19 pandemics, we noticed that students are very concerned almost in every aspect. Why? Because they can see their lecturers, they can see their friends, they can meet, they can eat together, sit down together, watching movie together, almost everything together. They can sing in the classroom. Now with the online learning, they cannot even talk much because they have to give other people a chance, right? So they don't know how to, if they have problem, they don't know how to express their problem in a much more beautiful way. Yeah. And we found that this is lacking. In fact, until one stage, we told our colleagues that we may have to teach our students on how to use internets or online education in more pleasant way. Yeah. So that is basically what we would like to share with you today. Of course, I'm really glad to share a deeper finding of this for those who would like to email us directly. With that, thank you, Madam Chairperson.
Thank you, Adam said. We would like to share everything for your great presentation. Now we are happy to receive any question that you may have for our presenters.
Thank you, Hamdan and Van. We have collected some questions, and I'll show here. So the first one, so based on what theory you suggest the model for teaching?
This is a wonderful, very, very good. This is very scientific person asking question. Yeah. Well, actually, this theory, this study combined three theories, and Dr. Julie will respond to that in a better detail after this. Yeah. But I would like to share with you the second one, how to motivate our students and make the learning successful. Okay. Now, the look at what our student needs. Look at what our student need at the moment. Number one, if you're looking at the study just now, what they need is they wanted to maintain their achievement. Yeah, that's number one. They wanted to maintain their achievement. So the surrounding can be anyway, as long as comfortable, as long as pleasant to them. Okay, they don't mind about the online education, but they found that online education, as we read the literature just now, they have issues with internet connectivity. Sometimes the videos are not very clear. Therefore, you have to use other way to motivate your student. So what we did was that, number one, we inspire them. We told them that you are very lucky because the country is still moving. We are not shaking like others. Like Arabic countries, for example, I can share with you, Saudi Arabia, they stop education totally. They stop education for many weeks. But in UTM, we don't. We still move on because we know that as soon as the pandemic is over, we know our student will rush, our graduate will rush to get a job. But what happened if we stop teaching? That's number one. Number two is we inspire them with, this is what your future board of engineers require from you. They want like you to see this as a challenge for you to overcome. They don't want you to surrender. If you surrender now, meaning that when you get a job, you also will surrender. because you are not persistent. You are not strong enough. You don't use your brain to overcome your calamities, because these challenges can be overcome. We have one mean now, let's do it. If the problem is only with the computers, let's change the computers. So because of that, UTM has used our endowment just now to donate to our students. Those are using, based on these studies, those are using old version of computers. We give them 1,000 new computers in order to make them happy, make them learning, don't give up. We're talking about those living in a remote area, yeah, very remote area. All right, yeah. And then how to make learning successful is one thing is we must make sure that our lecturers are up to date. Our lecturers must come to the classroom first, smile. Okay, you greet your student, then you smile. We change the paradigm. Instead of the student greeting the professors or greeting the lecturers, we ask our lecturers, you greet the student first. Say hi to them, call them, how are you today? Hey, and then, conduct your lesson in a cheerful manner. Jump here, jump there, you dance, you sing, doesn't matter, whatever it is, do it to make sure that they are happy. Yeah. And that's two things. Yeah. And then what is the most important lesson you had in terms of supporting teachers in online learning? This is a wonderful thing. This is a wonderful thing. Now, I mentioned just now a few courses there, a few courses, and that we use to train our lecturers, and it is combination of old and young. But one thing, another thing that we bring in our student, we want, because our student, our stakeholder, they are the recipient of the education that we provide. So when we bring them into the training team, the lecturers are feel happy to having the student. So previously we have, negative perception. We thought that, no, you cannot have the student here. They are Z generation. They know everything. They touch the computer, everything done. But the truth is, the students are much more happier to help us. Yeah. In fact, our team become a very successful team when we have, although we have a problem, and to make our learning much more interesting, we ask the student to insert the song, poem, any other interesting cartoon script, and these students, can find much faster than us. And truly, you can try, yeah, you can try. Those who maybe about my age, yeah, those about my age, you try use it. You talk to the younger generation, they will help you because they know that this is what is going to happen to their colleagues. If you show them old pictures like during our generation, that doesn't work very well. Yeah, make sure that the picture is according to that. Number 4 is try to pick up the role model that are admired, the role model that they admired. Maybe the actor, actress, the singers, you can also bring James Bond in your movie. That doesn't matter. Yeah. 5th, bring people, Nobel laureate people, their pictures. Yeah. Please bring, especially those who are close to our country, And I'm telling you, they love it. They build your confidence. Yeah. And which technique did you apply to determine the correlation between 3 variables, including learning readiness? Okay, this is very good, but Dr. Julie will answer in greater detail if you want. It's a very simple actually. When you use Smart Plus 3, yeah, they do it for you automatically. Okay, they do it for you automatically. You just click one button, whether you want the correlation, you want to see the covariance, whatever, they will do it for you. And that's a very simple thing. Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we have no time and we have to prepare for the next section. So
Yeah.
For the last question, you may answer via email or inbox later.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your insightful presentation today. So on behalf of WIC 2021, we would like to wish you all the best and enjoy the rest of the conventions this morning. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you to you.